Okay, it's working. Okay, what would you do? These three different situations, separate occasions, right? Separate stories, but they're all true, right? Which one do you want to hear about me questioned about first? A demon, angels, Jesus, or a spirit? How about 4 questions? Jesus. Okay. Well, I want to test you out on the other ones, and he'll be the last one, okay? So let me start out with whatever, angels, demons, or a spirit. 3 questions from them. Which one do you pick? I'm going to tell you, ask them all of them anyways, but what order would you rather me to go in? What? None. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, okay, what about the spirit? If a spirit came into your room and woke you up and tried to offer you this box with a scene in it, and it says, take it, take it, take it, take it, acting all, desperate to give it to you, what would you do?
Desperate to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to you.
Would you take it, or would you tell him, get the hell out of here? What would you do?
I really don't know.
And then when you look at it even further, because it scared you, spooked you, and you're like, you want to go to sleep, you don't want to deal with this stupid monster coming in your house, freaking out and desperate to giving you this freaking box that you don't even know what it is. And then all of a sudden there's chains connected to him and there's demons. Then what are you going to do about that? Nothing? Or what? Scream? Okay, now what do you do if you saw this chick with long black hair? She's alive and everything, and she's outside the door of Walmart, and you see in her aura there's these wings, like in a bubble on the side of her. And like, what would you do? Would you tell her that you see wings and stuff around her? Not that she's an angel, but there's wings and a ball of light glowing around her. Would you try to talk to her? Or would you just go in and get your stuff, and then when you come back out, she's still there? What would you do then? Wondering, what was that glowing ball light, like this blob of light with energies in it, with wings and stuff, like feathers or some shit. What would you do? Like a crowd. Are you not going to say anything? Wake up. Taurus, Scorpio, wake up. So, what would you do? What would you do if you saw some wings and big blob around this chick, like ghostly looking stuff? Would you talk to her after you got out of and got your groceries? Would you talk to her? You're not going to tell her that you saw things? You're just going to like ignore it, like an embarrassed jerk?
She got hit by a parked car.
Would you talk to her?
Yeah, I say, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Okay, and then she'd be like, I'm waiting for my ride, but it's been 2 hours. Then what are you going to do? And you have a car and everything. What would you do then?
Depends how many miles she away from my house.
Would you tell her you wanted to ride? No, it's outside of Walmart, the door. You came out with your groceries. You're about to go to your car. Would you ask her if you need a ride since you said that? There's freaking a ghostly presence around her. Wouldn't you tell her that? Or you're going to ignore your psychic ability and your prophecy. What are you going to do? Nothing? Okay, what if you did give her that? You're going to give her a ride, but y'all end up in the car, right? That you have, so-called, allegedly. And then she's sitting here, and there is like 4 girl angels right here, 1 guy angel here, 2 or 3 girl angels here, and then an Indian spirit. What would you look at first? What would you talk to first? Which angel would you want to participate with, listening to with your mind first, telepathically? Which one would you stare at first to talk to? Which one would you do? What would you do? What would you do? Tell me.
I don't know.
You don't know. Just pretend that you're seeing these angels, tripping balls, just sober and everything, and wondering how the fuck. And then she says she sees these angels too all the time, but she doesn't tell nobody because she thinks people are going to lock her up. Yeah. And she says she sees these angels all the time, has a relationship with these fucking angels. 4 girl angels, 1 guy angel, 2 girl angels, or 3, I can't even remember. And there's a guy angel. Well, I know there was like 4 girl or 5 girl angels. There's so many fucking angels in that car. Besides the one thing I looked at was the guy, because that was the first time I ever seen a guy angel. I've seen angels before. And then he was holding out this ball of light, right? He's trying to tell you, give it to you. He's like offering to give it to you, but he's not saying anything. What would you do then?
I'm not getting the mouth.
Really? You said what?
some dynamite in his mouth.
No, well, it's an angel. You're gonna disrespect an angel even if it's fallen, didn't know no better. I mean,
everybody got.
What do you, everybody gotta go. What are you talking? They're in the afterlife while you're alive, and you're just communicate with them. This is happening for real. What are you gonna do?
Don't matter.
You're not gonna take the ball of light from the angel? You don't trust it, right?
I went to hell. That's why I fucked the hell angels and I had a air conditioner on my black boy.
Okay, so are you going to take the ball of light or not?
Yeah.
You are? What if it was a fallen angel and now you're gonna stuck in hell with them in a false heaven, and now you're trapped and it's a fucking bullshit because it was a test? Well, we thought it was an angel of light. How could we be tested like this, right? I mean, that would be sad. What if that girl got kidnapped? Or what if that really is the way we talk to angels and the real angels from God himself, and we're all connected, we can be really messengers, and angels are messengers just to play with these balls of fucking light that give you for fun gifts in the spirit that we can see that light up with us, and we can keep on carrying it around so we can see in the light for others, because they're not looking and they're not paying attention to the reflection we all are having, and that we have auras and stories within us that we carry with us that everyone can see and read and listen to the vibrations of your freaking life, and it's never wasted. It's all there, and you can judge it or whatever you want. It would just come as you freaking are and just let me see the whole story. Like you have a son, you have like 2 daughters or something, but I don't know. Is that the order? Like a son and then a kid and then 2 daughters after that? Maybe 2 sons and 2 daughters. I don't know. Is that the same? Is that it? Is that all the? Is there another one? Like, or is that really what it is? Is that the order? 2 sons first and then 2 daughters after? Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
It is right. Yay. Psychic. Because I can see a son and 2 daughters. Very pretty daughters with braids in their hair and everything. One of them does. And the other one has long, beautiful hair. I'm not sure. That's the story of love. So what the lesson here is would you really fucking take that shit from a demon? What if a demon with blue eyes, bald, and a robe, and someone else is seeing it with you, right? Okay, what would you do if he says, I can make you powerful? What would you do if this is happening to you?
Make me powerful so I can make myself rich and get billions.
Okay, that's what you think that means something to you? That billions of money and shit?
Yeah,
but what about spiritually? He is a demon. He's giving you headaches. He's a false void of light. You don't want to work with a demon no matter what it offers you. That's a trick. Okay, so you're going to let this demon make you powerful, but turn you into the darkness, and then you know God. What are you going to do? You got to call it to God and give you the light, good Samaritan way, and tell that big demon to fuck off, because you can already be powerful in the light with God, good Samaritans, yourself. You don't need a dark entity to offer you something that you already have, and he would just take from you and make you his slave. He's not no power there for somebody who's giving you freaking headaches. That's wrong. That's pollution. You don't be in the dark with power. Bad power. You want good light power, right? True. Power is power. It could be good or bad. But you want it to be in the light power. You want it from God. You don't want it from dark, void of light energies. No demons to work with. That's true. Is that right? That's the lesson. You don't want to trust anything. It's Charlie and Chocolate Factory. You don't want to eat the piece of gum that makes you change different colors like a big old grape or whatever, right? Do you want to do that? Because you're a brat. Are you greedy? Are you greedy? There's a lesson in all this. I don't know if I'm being tested, but guess what? I saw a 4-faced cherub being, and it said it's people tell me 4-faced cherub beings in the Bible I never knew existed. I never had to read the Bible. I never knew this being existed. I never had to believe in it to know it existed. And I encountered this bitch, right? And apparently the legend is it's the protector of God's throne. So you're so close to God that you could see God, but it protects you from that. And it's the entryway to the Garden of Eden or whatever. So in the flesh, you can see in spirit and see the Garden of Eden or something. And maybe you'll get offered by serpents or a fucking demon telling you that they want to make you powerful, or a fucking angel trying to give you a ball of light because it's there. We don't even know who the fuck they are. How the fuck we know you're from God? Because you're with this light that people are saying could be wrong or right, or they're just scared to be in the light or the spirit, because there is demons there and there is light there. But if you don't see neither one of them, then you're false, you're boring, you're blind on purpose, and you're distracting yourself from the spiritual world that you really live in and are forever. And you are in this physical body just temporary, but you're still here you can tap into spirit at the same time and live in both worlds. And that's where you should be, and be in harmony, and try to find the will of God or whatever in the light, and stay in light just best you can. And even if life sucks and you suffer, Jesus is the better, and his presence is heaven. And if you're in the light, you do as best you can. You can always call out to Jesus, being psychic and seeing and hearing spirits, because no one else is listening. No one else is listening to the spiritual. And the only people the spirits are talking to, and the angels are talking to, and Jesus is going to be able to get to, is the one who's listening to hear and to see and to tell the messages what they see through what's going on, and that we're all here to read each other and just all that's going on and be the communicator of everything. Isn't that groovy? Just like seeing just your family inside of spirit, like you have 2 sons, 2 daughters, in that order, in my visions. That's what I'm seeing, and I was right about it, right? And then, like, I could see and that's different from being astrologer. That's different from astrology, because astrology is not exactly psychic, but it can tell you inclinations of stuff, and it's pretty interesting. And spirits of animals have told me their star sign, so I'm not wasting my time on that. And so it is something to talk about even here and in the afterlife. I have to. What's going on here? If it were an angel, I would say thanks for being here. Respect. Right. I mean, they exist just as we, and they exist for eternity. Give them a good time, entertaining angels. But this angel was jealous, and I don't know. Hi. I'm still recording though. Did you know that? Okay. So, anyways, and this is why I do it, because psychic evidence is the truth. Like pulling the thread off the opening the curtains, opening the portal. That's bullshit. But I don't know. That's just what I'm seeing around you and stuff like that. I don't know, just those people. That's all I know so far. But let's see. Maybe they're spirits. I don't know. I mean, if I could pick up on you, then I could pick up on whatever light has ever been around you in your environment. If anything's ever happened to the light around you, which would be a spirit or something to tap into that was just around you in your life. And it could be a whole thing that could come about, and they could start talking through you, because that's nothing better to freaking do but get through the walls of come through the walls of heaven and talk to us, because we connection, we have a bridge, a way to connect to the light and the spirits in it, because there's no way they could separate our love ever. We're all one, and we can reach out with our mind and heart and spirit and fucking do that, especially if you have children, family. They're the only ones that are going to come back for you. They're the most tied to you spiritually. It's just a big joke once what they don't know is what they don't know and stuff. But the way to communicate. Anyways, that's the story of That's the Glory of Love. Okay. I'll be back, folks.